Welcome back, True Seeker. June 19th, 2025, and today history was made in Mexico. The first Category 3 or higher hurricane made landfall in Mexico before July. It had never happened before. And I want you to see the familiar pattern here. This hurricane made landfall, and the closest town was Punta Maldonado. And look at the gematria of Punta Maldonado. 52, just like hurricane. And again, if you're new here, I wrote a book about this almost a decade ago, the 52 pattern with weather warfare. Again, the first act of weather warfare was admitted to in the year 52, as in 1952, and it was admitted to on the Jesuit order's birthday. If you're new here, this practice of coding numbers into words is gematria. It comes from Kabbalah. In English, there's 4 base ciphers. You can see them on the screen for Flood, Earth, and Enlil. Enlil is the Babylonian god of storms. This whole thing of letters and numbers goes back to Babylon. But you can see how Flood, Earth, and Enlil have perfect overlap in 3 out of the 4 ciphers. And Earth and Enlil have perfect match in all 4 ciphers. Again, the way those ciphers work is on the left where Flood, Earth, and Enlil equate to 52, that's just the alphabetic order. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, up to Z is 26. The next cipher over is the alphabetic order with numerology applied. Here we are in 2025. The next cipher over is the reverse alphabetic order. Z is 1 back to A is 26. You can see they all equate to 83. This goes with the Bible. Genesis 8:3 is where the biblical flood ends. And again, that story is in the Torah. The original practice of gematria is within the Torah, or the first 5 books of the Bible, known as the 5 books of Moses. The last cipher is the reverse alphabetic order with numerology applied. So intuitive system, it's all elementary, it's all basic mathematics, it's all based on the alphabetic order. This town, though, with the 52 connection, the number of weather warfare, again, been talking about this for a long time ago. Vice News has an article making fun of my research on this. You can look it up, just type in Vice News, Zachary K. Hubbard. The article will pop up from 2017, making fun of my prediction for why Harvey was going to flood Houston on the 52-date numerology on the 239th day of the year, which is the 52nd prime, and what that had to do with the Astros going to beat the Dodgers that year in the World Series, which we predicted all in advance from the day Houston would flood from Harvey, which was also 27 years to the day of Stevie Ray Vaughan dying, who had the best-selling album Texas Flood. But again, we knew what day Harvey was going to flood Houston or Texas, and flooded Houston and other parts of Texas. And again, it wasn't an accident. They had Matt Harvey pitch in Houston as the first player after the storm, exactly 52 days before Game 1 of the World Series. Anyway, you can read that article. We've been talking about this for a long time. That article's from 2017. So here we are in 2025. Nothing's changed. The name of that town, though, if you run it in reverse, it equates to 74. That's the qualifying wind speed for a hurricane. Remember, words like energy and weapon equate to 74. Also, where it hit, it's in Oaxaca State, which equates to 70. Today's date numerology is 70. They said that this storm system should end in 2 days. What's noteworthy about 2 days from now is it could dump a lot of water in that place. 2 days from now, we'll have 52 date numerology, June 21st, 25. And, pay attention to what else is in the news on that day, because when you get to this time of year, almost every time the 52 date comes around, you see weird weather phenomenon in the world and typically flooding. So June 21st, 25, 2 days from now, we'll have the 52 date numerology. By the way, the way they spelled this hurricane, Erick, with a K, E-R-I-C-K. Erick has gematria 35 and 46, like Thursday, makes landfall on a Thursday. We see that pattern a lot with news stories on a Thursday. They talk about how it wasn't far from Acapulco, which got smashed with Otis in 2023. Acapulco, Mexico has that same gematria as Jesuit order. Remember, the first act of weather warfare was admitted to on the Jesuit order's birthday in 52. But yeah, just the familiar 52 pattern, and 2 days from now being the 52 date numerology for the month. And what's interesting is, now that I think about it, next month, July 20th, 25, That'll have 52-date numerology, and it'll be the 201st day of the year. Remember, weather control equals 201, like the Jesuit order equals 201. We've seen some crazy weather phenomenon with 201 historically as well. So the 52 date for July is also the 201st day of the year. And I suspect we'll see, something not so good on that day. You remember a few years ago on the day leaving 201 days left in the year, June 13th, you saw that crazy flood event that did a lot of damage in Yellowstone. They said it was a once-in-a-thousand-year rain event. It was June 13th the other year. But yeah, just the same old familiar patterns. Oh, and one other thing that's a little bit noteworthy. They said this storm hit at about 6 a.m. 6 a.m. S is the 19th letter. I is the 9th letter. X is the 24th. 19 plus 9 plus 24 is 52. The hurricane hit at about 6 near the town with the 52 connection. Again, weather warfare, very calculated, as we've been talking about for over a decade. So, and just to make a point, I'll just pull it up real quick. I'll pull up the hit piece by Vice News from 2017. Wacko YouTuber approves World Series was rigged. This was written November 20th, 2017. And again, just making fun of the 52 stuff because, we had it called out what day Harvey would flood and how it was all connected to the World Series. Again, they're quoting me here. The reason that matters is because of the word flood, just so you can see. Again, I am Zachary K. Hubbard, who this article is about. The reason that matters is because of the word flood in Gematria equals 52. Houston flooded on a date with 52 numerology on August 27th, which was the 239th day of the year, which is the 52nd prime number. It was 27 years to the day of the death of Stevie Ray Vaughan, who was remembered for the album Texas Flood. Think about it. They write it like it's stupid. Of course, the word ritual equals 27, and 27 is fateful in rock and roll. And this tournament ended up being fateful for many communities in Texas. But you think people would catch on. It's like Katrina, which equals 52, devastates New Orleans. And then the year that the Saints return to New Orleans, they win their first Super Bowl. Scripted weather, scripted news, scripted sports. So, we'll leave it there for now, Truth Seeker. Until next time.